Hey guys, it's DJ at Lighthaven Farm, and in this episode we're going to go over the storage possibilities for pre-tied soft bead leaders. I got a lot of questions offline about how I store all these pre-tied leaders, and I wanted to give you an idea of what I put in my pack when I head to the river. So we're starting off with the Gray Leader Feeder Plus from Bendable Products, and you can find them online, bend-able.com. Bendable Products has 3 different types of leader feeders that offer you the ability to store a multitude of pre-tied leaders via the foam and then the unique wrapping system that they have. And those are hair ties. You see them on the upper right there. If they ever break on you, you can just go to the dollar store and pick up, as long as they don't have the metal part in them, welded and all soft, you can pick up replacements. Those orange ones actually are replacements that I'm using, a little bit thicker gauge, and they work better actually in the system, and you can put 4 or 5 in there no problem. What it allows you to do is you wrap your leader, and you can see me wrapping the leader around those posts, and then the hair ties, or rubber bandness bungee cords, hold them in place. You don't really need to use a ton of them, but if you put extra in there for later use, you can use your pre-rigged soft bead leaders, and if you choose to opt out of it and choose another bead, you can take it off of your line, put it into the foam, wrap it, and then use one of those extra bungees that are in there to hold it in place. You can see I use a screwdriver to push it down. If you push the bungees down, it'll keep it nice and tight and all organized for you. And that's what it looks like with everything in there. And this is how easy it is to select a bead, pull out the pre-tied leader, put it on your line, and go fishing with it. You're going to see that I'm going to pull another one out here just to show you the ease of what you can do when you take it off of your line and you want to put it back into storage stream side. It's really this easy. You pop open the case, you put the hook into the foam for safety so it doesn't hook anything else in your pack, and then you run the line through the pegs. There is a pattern, and it's instructions on the back of the forms that come with these feeders will show you the direction and flow of the line that you could wrap into those pegs. It really doesn't matter, just as long as you have a long enough leader to get a few turns in there so that the bungee, once it's placed on the pegs there, it can catch it and hold it in place. And it's really that simple. There you go. So we're going to move on to a different one here after I give Bendable Products a little bit of advertising time here. This isn't a paid sponsor, by the way. This is just what I use. And I use 3 different types. And you're going to see what I started off with at the very end here and how I have found through purchasing, acquiring, and getting my hands on a couple other different models they offer. I prefer the first one and then the Leader Feeder Pro that's right there on top. The Pro has a little bit shorter foam to it, so you can't put quite as many pre-tied rigs on there, but the Plus has an extended foam to it, and the extended foam, that's the first one in the very bottom of the pile. The extended foam I actually cut down a little bit because I found it too long for my particular needs, but that works out well if you like to fish worms and rubber worms on rigs. In that regard, the extended length will allow you to get the worms into the case and close it in and keep it well organized. So what I'm showing you here is if you get the first one in their lineup, it's just called the Leader Feeder. It comes without that foam insert in there. So when I first purchased this and was using it for beads, I found that sometimes the hooks would come off of the little notches in the rungs that are in the case, and then they would either be flopping around or possibly put into a situation where they would hook into my pack. So I got some craft foam and I cut it and shaped it so that it would fit inside of that small opening where the notches are, and got it to work till I found out that they offered those first 2 that I showed you. Now if you have the Leader Feeder and you want to upgrade into a similar design of the Pro or the Plus that they offer, get yourself some craft foam and epoxy it in place like I have here, and you can get the first offering, the leader feeder, which is their basic entry-level model, to work in the same fashion that the Pro and the Plus work as. So I've upgraded this one with a couple layers of craft foam, high density foam, and it allows me to basically turn that one into their other designs. If you don't have any of these, I'd say just go straight for the Leader Feeder Plus or the Leader Feeder Pro and you'll be happy. And if you find that the Leader Feeder Plus, the foam is a little bit too long, you'll probably take the same steps that I did and trim it down just a little bit with a pair of scissors. Giving you another view of the pattern that you run the leader through and how easy it is to get all that loose line to stay inside of a box. It's not snagging, it's not in your pack snagging on anything. It's not on a foam tube hanging from your pull noodle hanging from your waist, possibly hooking or coming free outside your pack. But it's so easy to store so many of these pre-tied soft bead leaders into one compact space, and it's easy to get them out and put them back in while you're streamside. So there's one more option that I'd like to show you here, and that is going to be Max Lure Pips Lure Caddy. And that is a rotary one. I should point out though that you could carry several of these in your pack and have them for different line ratings. Like maybe you're running a bunch of 6-pound, maybe you're running a bunch of 8-pound pre-rigged, maybe a bunch of 10-pound pre-rigged. So you could have 6, 8, and 10-pound boxes designated for those specific line ratings. So this is the Max Lures Pips Lure Caddy, and you can see that it's a rotary type storage. It doesn't have nearly the capacity of the leader feeders from Bendable Products, but it has a really unique system. You hook the foam in the insert, you feed the line through the notch, you put the lid on, you follow the rotational direction of the arrow, and it winds it all into the outside rim of that caddy. And then when you want to grab one, you grab it and it pulls out and doesn't disturb any of the other ones left behind. You put the cap on it, throw it back in your pack. It's that simple. It's really a unique storage option. They make two different sizes too, by the way, a small one and a large one, and in different colors. So again, if you're going to the different line ratings, you may have different colored caps for different line test ratings. Alright guys, that's all. Hopefully this answered many of your questions about how you store all these pre-rigged bead setups. And if you liked my video, please hit the thumbs up. Consider subscribing to us and share our videos where you feel it would benefit others. And we really appreciate you tuning in. And hopefully I'm going to be bringing you more videos with more information that'll help you guys out on the river. Thanks again. See you in the next video.